the way you were raised by your parents matters. It does. I didn't know this until much later in life, probably 2010, when I first tried to get sober the first time. I just kind of thought that as an adult, it no longer mattered, that the way that my parents raised me no longer mattered. And I remember the day when an addictionologist told me that my parents screwed me up. It's like, your parents screwed you up. And I resisted understanding that. I resisted it so hard. I'm like, my parents were perfect. My parents did everything for me. I'm the one with the problem. You've probably heard me talk about that to death. So today, I want to tell you that the way you were raised matters. If you were raised in a conscious way or an unconscious way, it does have some bearing, a lot of bearing onto who you are as a person. If you didn't like the way that you were raised, it's up to you to install new software, to install new programming. But there's a growing movement among parents today called conscious parenting. Conscious parenting emphasizes being present and aware, fostering a deeper connection and understanding between parent and child. This approach encourages parents to reflect on their own emotions and reactions, promoting healthier communication and emotional growth within the family. And practicing conscious parenting can enhance a child's self-esteem and resilience, nurturing their emotional and mental well-being. On this channel, we talk a lot about the screwed up parents, or the parents that were unconscious. But today I want to praise the conscious parents. And I talk about this a lot, if you ever have to take an active parenting course, and I think everybody would benefit from taking an active parenting course. You learn about how to be a better parent, but you also learn about the way that you should have been raised. And I think that's incredibly healing and incredibly beneficial to understand that your parents are going to screw you up. If you're a parent, you're going to screw up your kids. I think that's logical. Nobody is out there trying to blame parents for what they're doing. But conversations like this do need to be had, because if you were raised by unconscious parents, it's enormously helpful to listen to conscious parents, or parents who are consciously parenting their children. But either way, it's about healing. It's about growth. My friend Cosmic Adonis stopped by. He is a father. He's also a conscious parent. He's also a content creator, and he's taking a little break right now because he's got a new baby. But he took some time out of his day to sit down with me and talk about conscious parenting. And I'm pleased to present this little conversation interview that I had with him on today's episode of the Shaman Patrick Show. So if you're interested in conscious parenting, and who wouldn't be interested in conscious parenting? Even if you have no kids, this is a good topic for you. So are you ready? Let's go.
He was once a storm in human form, sharp tongue, cold soul, heart worn and torn, living like a ghost who missed his grave till the spirit sang out and called him brave. He got rewired by the great unknown, heard the call like a dial tone to the bone. So pull up a chair, enjoy the glow. This is the Shaman Patrick Show.
What's up, Cosmic Adonis?
Welcome to Friday. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. So it's been a while since we talked. Thank you for coming on the Shaman Patrick Show. Since we last talked, look, there's a Shaman Patrick Show now.
I love it. I've been
Yeah.
catching a few of them. I've really enjoyed it.
Yeah, and I wanted to interview you about a specific topic of conscious parenting, because I know you're a conscious parent, and because I talk a lot about fucked up parents on this channel. I mean, I had fucked up parents, very unconscious parents. A lot of people have unconscious parents, but also I think it's beneficial to hear from conscious parents, because I can be kind of a Debbie Downer on dysfunctional families and stuff like that. So would you please introduce yourself to the Shaman Patrick Show audience?
All right. I am the Cosmic Adonis. I'm Sean. I am happy to be here. I'm a dad. I'm a blue collar worker. I am someone who got into ideology when I was in college and started
Mhm.
reading Althusser and Zizek. And that led to the majority of my adulthood just being research,
Mhm.
learning what am I? How do I work? That took me into ancient texts. It took me into spirituality. It took me into all kind of things, and it was wild because the job I work, the time I have, the things I've learned at it, it all led to me having a kid. Like I saw that in hindsight, which was crazy. It was preparing me to be the best version I can be as a father. And I fully believe that I was taken to that place for that.
Mm.
And I've been able to try to apply things raising my firstborn, my oldest, who's 5, and it's been an adventure, and it's been very difficult and the most rewarding thing I've ever done. And what I love about it is it pushes me to stay thirsty to learn and to experiment.
Yeah.
And I think in a nutshell, dude, that's me. That's really where my time and focus is in life.
Yeah. We were talking before we started recording. You're kind of taking a break from content creation now. And can you talk about that? Because you make really good content. So, um, why are you taking a break?
I appreciate that. I try. We had a surprise. We have a surprise 3-month-old right now. And a couple months before the baby, it was like, okay, you can't take all this time away from your family to do live streams and Twitter spaces and film
Mm.
videos. And because it takes a lot of time. My daughter was
Yeah.
in pre-K at the time, and my wife was working. So I had all of these weekday off days because I work shift work. And it was really easy to find the time. And now there's a baby that
Yeah.
needs me and her mama.
Yeah.
And her mama, my wife, she needs me. So I had to make the decision like, look, you got to focus on the family 100%. And that
Yeah.
keeps our family running better. It keeps us both underwhelmed, not overstressed. And that was the right choice I had to make for us. So hopefully time frees up as they get older
Yeah.
and I can get back in the game.
I think you will. I think you will. It's uh because the what you share is service work essentially, and especially being a conscious parent, I do think we need to hear more from conscious parents, because there's a lot of stuff out there uh from people who've been wounded by their parents. And, in recovery, we're forced to take active parenting classes. And through these classes, we learn how we should have been raised, essentially, and how to be better parents. And I think hearing from conscious parents is something that we need to hear from. So I don't think you're out of it for good. I hope not.
It might be a good focus when I come back. There's a ton of how to parent channels and videos, but they don't really focus on this. And when they do, it can be good information, but there's better ways. Can I share like an example? Are we at a
Please
stage where
do.
that's okay?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay.
Let's go.
So my wife follows this influencer family. It's like a whole family. They're super wealthy. The husband has a book. They seem like a great family. They're not like I'm just hosting a version of us on the internet. They seem really raw and
Hmm.
they give good information, right? And she sent me a message one night. She's like, "Oh, we need to do this. This will be great for our youngest, for our baby." And I was like, "Okay, well, what you got?" And she said, like for anxiety, she goes, because my wife struggles with some anxiety. She's been working
Hmm.
on it. She's doing great. Shout out, wife. Super proud of all the hard work you've put in and where you are.
Hmm.
Seriously, it's a little touching because we went through a lot. She's doing
Yeah.
great. So she's like, when you feel anxiety, you feel that pit of your stomach or your chest, and there's a physical response. And so the husband will do things like surprise the little kid, spin the kid around, do things that stir up that same response, and then come back with a reward, right? Like, here's a chocolate, here's a hug, here's a you did this. And I was like, that's really cool, right? Because you're
That
trying to train
is.
the response, right? But from what I know, when I was in high school, I read Dr. Skinner's Rewards versus Punishment. We had like reading time. It was this book on the shelf, and I was like, all right, let's dive down this road. So when I'm reading that, what they studied and found was when you give rewards, behavior is less likely to stick. What works better
Mm.
from their study was actually giving rewards and taking things away. Well, we can't really do that with a kid, right?
Hmm.
But what I have learned is experiential based moments. So it's not necessarily you get the kid to have the response and give this reward. When the kid is having the response, what experience are you cultivating? What
Mm,
response are they seeing from you and are they feeling from you? Because they're going to feel it if you're calm or if you're stressed.
yeah, you're
And
right.
then the experience of how that turns out and how is that dealt with, right? Like, even if it goes bad, well, are the consequences that we're learning, that we're growing? This is a part of life. This is normal. This is okay. Or is the result, oh my gosh, what happened? Or, oh, I'm mad. Or, oh, this is horrible. And then that is the imprint. Because the past, all it is a vision or a video in your head tied to an emotion. So
Yeah.
experiential training for a kid in development is going to be, what was that emotional imprint? And I think
Mm.
that's going to stick more on the long run. Can I have a guest
You
hop on
may.
real quick?
Yeah. Yeah.
This
Oh
is
my
baby
gosh.
girl. That's the little one. And this is
Oh
my
my God.
wife.
Hello, honey. How you doing? Oh my God, so beautiful. I love babies, even though I'll never have one, but oh my gosh, what a beautiful child. And so
Y'all
cute.
move them at any time.
Dressed up. Oh,
Oh,
look at
yeah. She
that.
got to be dressed up. Oh,
Yeah.
oh,
Hello. Hello. Oh my goodness gracious.
that's been my little time grabber lately, which
Oh
has been
yeah.
awesome.
Totally worth it. Totally worth it.
It's,
You know,
it's
you're talking, oh gosh. Oh. I mean, they just
bless
take
you.
like little babies, they just take all your cares away. Just they're so beautiful. I like that little outfit. That is a cute outfit.
Yes. All pink. That's my girls. They're very
Oh,
sassy, very fashion.
hey,
Love you, baby. Y'all have a good time.
I support fashion. I do. I'll support that.
Oh, my girl had a
Yeah,
dress down day at school today, and that was a huge deal, right? She got to wear her little skirt, shorts, and all. She's an outfitter. She's big on fashion.
that's great. That's
But yeah,
beautiful.
so
Thank you
thank you.
for sharing your family because
Well,
it's
thanks,
a.
Silvana.
I mean, like talking about, you know, I'm in some men's groups and men talk about, being a masculine man means is that you take care of your family and that you take a lot of pride in taking care of your family. And it definitely shows with you. We kind of have a feminized weak man epidemic right now. And thank you for being a strong masculine man. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
So I'm speaking for society, you
It's all of
know.
society. The
Yeah,
shaman's got it.
just here I am speaking for all of society. Thank you, Sean, for stepping up and being a man. Yeah, but back to this reward thing. I can see how my parents rewarded me, and that could have potentially led to addiction, you
Yes.
know? And you get toys, treats. Even my friend Dan was talking about this the other day. Like he feels like he needs a treat all the time. And so it's interesting that you're talking about this because getting rewarded and treated as a child could definitely lead to searching for something external.
Yeah, I think experiential is the way to go. And
Yeah.
it's so I guess we'll get into a little bit of like what I do because I need to kind of explain why that matters, and then I can get into a little bit of different things. But so the ideology I was talking about, right?
Mhm.
Althusser defines it as your imaginary relations to what is real. And you're going to have 90% of the world tell you that ideology isn't what matters here. That's not blah, blah, blah. That's politics. And the word's been stolen. It's been bastardized. It's been redefined. It's been weaponized to keep us away from the simplicity of the truth. And I'll say that as someone who's been reading into this for 15-ish years. I
Mhm.
think I'm not like an expert, but I think I'm an authority to say that.
I would say your
So
authority.
your relations to what is real is your input programming. These kids have 0 to 7 on average. And they know that from brainwave studies. They know that from a lot of different studies. You can go look them up for yourself, right? I don't have all the details off the top of my head. But somewhere around 7, you kind of stop accepting so much. And then that's you. And your whole
Mhm.
life is breaking down the bad programming, right? And I'm
Yeah.
going to give my kids bad programming. Every
Yeah.
parent is. We're
Yeah.
supposed to. We're supposed
Absolutely.
to. You're supposed to
Cheers.
mess them up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But the goal that I've done is taking that concept, okay, so my relations to what is real is essentially my deepest belief systems, right? It's going to
Mm-hmm.
come down to what am I, who am I, what is love? For some people, a lot of people, it's going to be the God thing, right? Like if there is one, if there's not, your relationship to that, because that is at the deepest root of being a human in death, right? That's huge. So I want my child to take that one on their own. I'm not going to guide them to what I am. I'll answer questions and I'll share, but I don't open up that door unless she opens it up. But what I did from the earliest time she could communicate and kind of understand and talk a little bit, right? We get a bobo, we get a cut, and it's a big deal, right? We're crying, might put a little alcohol if it's bad enough, and we clean it up, some Neosporin, a Band-Aid, and then I'll go, okay, what's going to happen to this cut? What's going to happen to this bobo? And she's crying, I don't know. It's going to heal. It's going to heal. Every time we get a bobo, it heals. So by 2.5, you could ask my oldest daughter, what happens when we get hurt? We heal. Immediate
Oh,
response.
man,
What
that's
happens when we
beautiful.
get sick? Our body makes us better. And
Yeah.
so tying the sick to being better, well, daddy, how does it do that? Well, it matters on two main things, on what we eat and on how we treat our body, on
Mm,
being active, on trying to enjoy what we're doing and not worrying about what's later. So you can kind of see how all of this chain links together. So
mm-hmm.
now you can ask my child when she was maybe 3.5 to 4, what is food? Food is information, daddy. So my kid is conscious enough, right? She wants sugar, she wants snacks,
Mm-hmm.
but she'll know, like, daddy, this isn't good information, but can I have some today? Well, yeah, we can have a snack, right? We're not going to
Mm-hmm.
force these like really crazy, strict relationships with that. But what my daughter ended up liking the most, she likes a ton of vegetables. She eats onions and bell peppers if you do like fajitas, right? She likes good
Mm-hmm.
lean protein. She likes eggs. She loves fruits. And we'll pay the money. I got parents next to me who are like, oh, it's too expensive to buy all these fruits and berries. And I'm
Yeah.
like, I'll invest in that. And when you feed them that all the time, they don't empty the fridge in one day. They're used to it. So you can see that chain link effect now. Now my baby girl's 5 and in kindergarten, and she knows when I get sick, my body gets better. So it's
Mm-hmm.
not, I feel bad. What am I going to do? She's already focused in a positive mindset for her body to heal. Food is
Mm,
information. If I eat good food, I will be healthier. I will feel better. I will function better. When I get sick, I heal. When I get bobos, I heal. All of these build together. So now I know she has some good programming, and there's been experience to back it up.
mm-hmm.
Every time we've gotten a cold, we've gotten better. Every time we've gotten a bobo, it's healed,
Mm,
right? So I think that's where it really matters is that experience.
mm. Yeah, I've just made a video about how crying on camera is manipulative. So when you said that Bobos heal, very healing stuff, you know, uh, and realizing, my parents' failures has been very difficult for me to process because we often don't get any alternative ways of looking at the world. You're right, 0 to 7, that's it. And you just telling me that right now healed something really deep in me. And I appreciate that. I mean, I felt it just come up. Yeah, Bobos heal. We heal. And and to have that be kind of your worldview from a very young age, wow. Wow. I mean, that you just saved therapy bills. Like you just saved a lot of stuff. I mean, it's incredible. Thank you. Thank you. This is why you need to make content because it's not just about your kids, it's also about the adults too, Sean.
Yes.
It's
Oh,
about
I
the
had to do the
adults.
healing part.
Yeah, you know?
I did an interview with a psychosomatic therapist, Bo Diddley. He does a lot of social media. Look him up. He's great.
Yeah.
And he asked about my parents, right? And my parents did the best they could with what they had. It was a loving home. There were also a lot of things that were not the best thing for a child, right? Like
Mhm.
they were not drugs and alcohol stuff. They were very sober, but just there was some anger and there was some things that I wouldn't do and some situations. I'm not going to pimp him out on things, but
Yeah.
I did on that interview, right? And he goes, "Man, I am so thankful that your parents did these things with you." And I was like,
Mhm.
"Huh?"
Mhm.
And he was like, "That trauma and you taking the action." to understand that trauma, what it did to you, and that you are who you are. You are not that, but that helped build a platform for you to learn. He said, I'm thankful you went through it. And that clicked something in me. That took the stress of me being a parent off. So I
Yeah.
was like, okay, my mistakes are okay too, right? It's going to help my kid when I lose my temper, when I'm not present in the moment, when I don't do it right. It's okay. They need it. And that,
Right.
man, that was eye opening.
And my parents are dead, and I miss them, but it got contentious, when I got sober and I tried to heal from stuff. I was trying to actively heal from it. And sometimes you need to be able to talk to your adult parents about some things. But they doubled down on the fact that they were perfect parents, that they had never done anything wrong. And it caused something similar is going on in Merrick's family too. Very, oh God, it's like a war when you're just trying to heal from stuff and you're just trying to understand. I wanted to view my parents as people, as adult people. I wanted them to stop treating me like a little kid because obviously I'm not. So I'm hoping that I want to bridge the gap to parents to say, hey, you're going to fuck up. You're supposed to traumatize your kid because I love the fact that my parents traumatized me because I wouldn't be doing this today without it, you know?
Absolutely.
And it made me more conscious. Their unconscious parenting made me a more conscious person. Like how racist they were. I'm not racist, Thank you for being racist, mom and dad, because I'm not, but it's okay what parents do. How can we form that into a sentence? Like parents relax. Nobody wants you to be perfect, you know? I think
So
that
while we're
caused
here, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead. I don't want to interrupt.
No, because I think that there's a lot of damage that gets done with parents trying to be perfect or trying to pretend like that we didn't do anything wrong. I think it causes a lot of damage.
It does, right? So I do two things. I think this is important. So I've given the world kind of an example of how to program your child with the
Hmm.
programs that you think will help them, right? Whether they're right or wrong, that's how you do it through the experience, through the communication, blah, blah, blah.
Hmm.
Now, as a parent, you're gonna do parenting. Oh my gosh, the levels of frustration that you can get to, it equals the levels of love. And it's the most loving experience I've ever had. So there's two main things that I do. One is being present as much as you possibly can. I recommend everybody to have their own practice to remind themselves to be present during the day.
Mm.
For me, this started 3, 4 years ago with my breath. I have this weird thing since a kid where you breathe and you realize you're breathing. And then as a kid, I would get stressed. I'd be like, oh crap, now I have to breathe on my own until I forget that I'm breathing again and my body does it automatically, right? So that
Yep.
imprinted something. So whenever I realize I'm breathing, I have trained that to be Sean, be present. You're right here, you're right now, be present in the moment. And now I do a lot of different breathing on purpose, and it just ties into that self programming that brings me present. And when you're there, you can make the choices you want to make. You're not worried about we got to be ready on time. We got to get here. She needs this. We need the hair done. We need this meal prep for tomorrow. All of the things that go on. You're not worried about what happened yesterday. Hey, I am right here, right now. My kid will be this
Mm.
age for this moment. What can
Mm.
we do? I don't care how tired you are because I work 12-hour shifts, sometimes 7 to 12 days in a row, sometimes nights, days, mixing them up. And no matter how tired I am, how sore my body is, when I can become present and my baby girl goes, hey, daddy, let's play. Hey, I
Mm.
want to do a dance show. Come dance with me. You better believe that my butt's going to get up and do it
Yeah.
because one day I'm not going to be able to, right? She's
Yeah.
going to be too old.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
It's very
It's real.
emotional.
It's real. And
It is.
it's easy, dude, because I have done it. It's easy to be like,
Mm.
baby girl, I'm tired. Baby girl,
Mm.
I need a rest, right? And if you want to take
Yeah.
5 minutes, take 5 minutes. I smoke cigarettes. It's a horrible habit. I don't recommend it. But for me, if I'm that down in the dumps with whatever's
Mm.
going on, I'll be like, all right, baby, give me 5 minutes.
Mm.
I'm gonna come out here. I'm
Mm.
gonna look at this view. I'm gonna smoke a cigarette and I'm gonna reset. I'm gonna think
Mm.
about my choices. I'm gonna wash my hands,
Mm.
and then I'm gonna go in there and I'm gonna have a moment with my kid. And I'm gonna do that as often as I can.
Yeah.
being present. That is number one for me. Number two, I went through all this earlier. I'm trying to think how to phrase the number two thing, but it's basically to be able to honestly reflect. Um, I did a big video on TikTok. It got like 1,900 views. Oh, I was a celebrity that day.
Yeah.
But it was about how I lost it. I'm prepping a generator for a hurricane. I got to work that night. I am so stressed. I've torn this carburetor apart 7 times. I've taken the
Mm,
gas tank off. I needed one more part.
mm,
And my daughter wanted to come, and I need to get this done quick because I have to go to work, right? I got to provide for my family.
mm,
I lost it on her that day. I yelled. I
mm,
was mean, and I'm driving to go get this part, and I break down. And I
mm,
realized was not in the moment. I made a decision I didn't want to make, and I imprinted my child, right?
mm,
And it's okay. It's okay because you're going to do that. The thing is, when you reflect, so I come home calm, apologize to my child and my wife. I think that's good to do sometimes.
yeah.
And I don't let her use the tools like I normally would, but I let her come with me. I let her be a part of it. And it helped, right? Because the next time that anger builds up, that tension builds up, it reminds me of that time I reflected. Because I put a huge emotional imprint with a video memory in me. And so
Mm,
when I'm getting frustrated, it reminds me that I'm like, I don't want to do that. Now, do I raise my voice? Yes, I have to. My child will not respond to normal conversation often. She is very,
yeah.
very stubborn. But when I'm raising my voice in my house, 90% of the time, I'm not even feeling mad.
Yeah.
Like it is literally a handle of let's take control of this situation. Let's let the
Mm,
child know this is serious. There's no more go
mm,
play, do this. We got to do this stuff. And it's in control.
mm,
And I'm not saying that's right or wrong, but to me and for my family, that's worked really good because there's
mm,
no worry of what's going to happen. It's just, okay, we're doing a behavior change to change some behavior and we can roll forward.
yeah.
I think on the parent side, right? We talked about the kid side. I think those things on the parent side are huge. And you have to train
Mm,
yourself to do that, right? You have to want to do it and think about it and come up with your own triggers to allow yourself to program that, right?
mm. That's interesting. My father never once apologized to me. I never heard him say I'm sorry in my whole life. I never heard him admit that he ever made a mistake. It's weird. Hearing parents say these things, it's like, God, I was raised in a completely different way. I was always doing something. I mean, no matter, even if I was doing something right, it was wrong. So it's weird to hear that, you know, that I mean, I think it's wonderful. Um, so when I got some questions for you. Okay.
Yes.
So
I've kind of taken control. I'm sorry. I
no,
got a
no, no,
habit
no,
of that.
that's fine.
Covering narcissist over here.
This is your, no, 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 no. If you were you wouldn't even be
I
able
would
to
have.
say the word. No, you may have been narcissistic. That's okay. We all got that shit going on a little bit. It's all right. Um, here are 8 fun questions about conscious parenting. These did not come from me. They came from my AI assistant. So if your child were your spiritual teacher, what would their main lesson be? Isn't that a cute
Enjoy being
question? What?
right.
Yeah,
Use your time. Use your time to enjoy being alive as a human.
yeah,
I think that is what my kids both have taught me. This little one's starting to smile. She's staring at me right now. And yeah, it's be
mm-hmm,
present and have fun. It's not trying to make money. It's not trying to get
mm,
the things. It's not trying to do whatever. It's be
mm,
with your family, your friends, and be happy.
yeah. Um, what kids show or movie secretly changed you more than your child?
Bro, I gotta say there's a couple because these kids movies nowadays are
Mm,
they're real deal Holyfield. And I cry or tear up at least every time on Encanto when Maribel puts the door handle on the rebuilt house.
I've
And
never
it
seen that
just
movie, but Encanto,
okay, it's
we're gonna
worth it.
watch that. We're gonna watch that. The last movie we watched, kids movie we watched was it's a little creepy. I don't remember the name of it, but it was a little creepy. But no, I think it was Elio. That was the last one we watched.
Yes. That
Yeah,
one was cool.
Elio. I love it because it's very shamanic. They go to the other side.
Yes.
Yeah. Uh, if your child were in charge for a day, what would the house rules be?
All eyes on me, play with me, all eyes on me, focus, and no picking up, right? We're gonna set up a Ford, a hospital, a Barbie this, and everything's gonna be out, and we're gonna play the whole time, no breaks.
That's my cat's rules too. All eyes on me. Okay. What's the funniest truth bomb your kid ever dropped on you?
Ooh, I don't know if I can say that. I'm trying to think of one maybe a little more.
You can say no,
Uh,
you don't have to answer this. You can say,
yeah.
yeah.
I mean, there's been some really fun ones, and they're like appropriate, but
Mm,
maybe not things I'm gonna say
mm,
on here.
yeah. But I mean, I have a cousin. Well, I don't see my family anymore. This is a good way to bring this up because on Twitter X yesterday there was a post from a woman, and she said that her daughter no longer wants to be a part of her life, doesn't want her mother around her anymore. I don't know the whole story. But I also know that no contact is usually a last resort. You know, when you've appealed, when you've tried to talk to your parents and you've just tried and you tried and you tried. I had to go no contact with my family. It was something that broke my heart. Merrick had to do the same thing. It's so heartbreaking to be pushed into this place where you just want the pain to stop. You just want the hurt to stop. And so this woman was saying, you know, she didn't understand why her daughter didn't want to speak to her anymore. And I kind of call bullshit on that. You know, I think it's this is your kid. Why would you not, why would you let your child just not speak to you anymore? I mean, why would you not, like, why was my family okay with me not speaking to them anymore? You know, like, come on, I thought we were a family. So how would you handle, like, I don't get that part. Like, why would a parent, not even be curious about why their child wanted to no longer speak to them? I mean, from, because I might be a little bit too close to this. So could you explain, like, from a parent's perspective, that, like, if communication broke down, how would we fix it? Because I've tried to fix it with mine family and Merrick's family. I can't. It's unfixable. That sucks.
Well, you have to have two parties willing.
Mm,
I have gone twice without speaking to my parents, like 6 months, 8 months at a time. I think
mm,
they don't acknowledge it. They act like there was other things that were going on, which is fine, right? Like deal with
yeah.
it their own way. We're on great terms, and they're great grandparents, and it's wonderful. Now, but if you don't have a parent, has to be the one to take the lead, especially when you're below 30. I'll put it like that.
Hmm.
I couldn't imagine a scenario where I don't openly communicate, listen, let them say what they need to say, and try to work on it to be
Hmm.
a part of my daughter's life. I can't imagine that happening unless she like chose that and was like, "You got to leave me alone." But I think you build up to that. I feel
Hmm.
like there has to be a lack of love, and that's expressed in different ways, right? You can say, I
Yeah.
love my kids all the time, but your actions might speak differently. Be present.
Yeah.
But if there's not two parties willing to concede a little bit and listen, then you can't fix it, right?
Yeah.
It's not just you. It's not just you involved.
Yeah. And I do think it's heartbreaking because you do miss out on life, you know. My parents are gone. I know Merrick's parents aren't going to be around forever. His grandmother's not going to be around forever. And I spend probably more than time than I need to trying to figure out how to solve this for them, you know. But I kind of gave up on that. I'm not Captain Save a Ho anymore, you know. But
I mean, but you can't. You
no,
can't. All you can
no,
do is say, "Can we talk about this?" And they can or they can't. They're going to choose to or choose not to. I mean, I
mm,
really don't. You can't trick people into building and recovering a relationship.
no, no. I mean, you do miss out on so much. I mean, my mother is, how much time do we have? When do you got to go?
I'm good. I
Okay.
got baby girl here with me. As long as she's halfway
Mhm.
content, we're okay. She loves being outside.
Okay. My cat does too. My cat likes to show, and I'm not equating my cat with, that's the closest I'm gonna be to a parent. But Cheddar wants me to go outside and just sit outside with him while he, protects the area. Um, but being a child of a conscious parent, Eckhart Tolle says this is an unconscious world. You can have the most conscious parent ever, but you're gonna develop some unconsciousness.
Yeah.
And so some people think that they had great parents and that their parents did nothing wrong and that they don't have to heal from anything. And I think that's a lie because this is an unconscious world. Because the schools are unconscious, aren't they? The institutions are unconscious. And I say this, when I talk about childhood trauma, I said, yeah, just because a child has childhood trauma doesn't mean it came from the parent.
Yes. Yeah,
Yeah.
I try to explain people ideology. I'm like, it's not just what your parents put into you, right? It's all the programs you didn't choose. Your
Yeah.
parents, aunts and uncles, neighbors,
Mm,
teachers, adults at the grocery store. Like every interaction you have is
mm,
inputting into that 0 and 7-year-old's ideology, right?
yeah.
And you got to break down all of the things that don't serve you.
Yeah. And I've tried to talk about childhood trauma with some parents, and some parents have taken that very personally, and I'm like, but it's not about your parenting. It's childhood trauma is childhood trauma. We all have it. We all have to grow from it. Um, but I'm going to ask you some more questions here. Okay? How
Man.
does how does conscious parenting challenge the way you were raised?
Oh, I mean, it's completely different. Like I said, my parents actively tried. There was a lot of love,
Hmm.
but they didn't have the resources that we have. They
Right.
didn't have the internet, right? You have the world. The world's knowledge is right here if you choose so to use it. And
I
most people
know.
don't. Most
That's
people scroll
wild.
social media and play games. And I'm like, bro, you could be reading anything for free. They
Yeah.
didn't even have that choice, right? So they did
Mm,
the best they could in that moment with the consciousness and awareness they had, right? Like my favorite
mm,
quote. So I don't think it's fair to even compare a generation before mine. I'm 87. I don't think it's fair to compare them to what we can do, but I do think that puts more responsibility on us
yeah.
to learn to filter out good and bad information because there's both on there to use your discernment
Mm,
to elevate so that your kids, everyone was focused on, well, you know, my son, the grandfather's son made more money and his son made more money and I'm making a little more money and that's okay. The family's getting better.
mm,
No, no. How much knowledge is passed down? What experiences are being had? What chance does that kid have at 18 to 22 to make good choices for themselves and to be happy in life and grateful in life and
mm,
not overwhelmed, stressed, the world's falling apart, I'm focused on the wrong things. That is
mm.
the generations getting better, right?
Yeah.
I think that's the way I would compare it and put it.
Um, how do you, this might be something for conscious parents. How do you handle, oh, you're taking care of the baby.
I'm just grabbing it. We're good. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. How do you handle outside pressure to parent in more conventional ways? Do you get pressure to parent in a more conventional way? But I think your way, that's a weird question because I think yours is the conventional way. I think
So you're
you're,
saying like outside?
yeah.
Because there is always some of that.
Mhm.
Because there's always going to be people doing it different, people that judge, neighbors saying this, your parents saying this in a lot of houses. My parents don't. I'll give them that. They kind of, unless I ask, they kind of stay in their lane with things, which I respect and appreciate. But you're always going to have some of that. You just gotta. My life is mine. My choices are mine. I don't care what other people think, right? But I'm gonna listen
Mhm.
because there's gonna be helpful things there sometimes. So I'm gonna listen.
Yeah. Hello. You know, uh, we don't have to worry about babies and kids really, because here's what I believe. Babies are so powerful that look, they get fed, they get clothed, they get housed. Oh, here's Merrick. Come see this baby.
There
Hi,
he
baby.
is. Say, hey.
Beautiful.
Hi, Cosme.
Mhm. Hey, bud. Good to see you.
Here, I gotta move here so I can hear.
Yeah. Hey.
Good to
How are you
see you,
guys
bud.
doing?
Miss you. We're doing great, man.
Good, good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, being a dad looks good for you.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate it.
You look
I enjoy
happy.
it.
Yeah.
Do you want a
Yeah.
baby, honey?
Uh, no.
No. We're
We 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 can be gunkles though.
gunkles.
That's right.
Yeah.
She has two sets of gunkles already. Y'all can be set
She
number
already
three.
has two sets of gunkles.
Oh.
Okay. But I know that Merrick and I are not going to have kids. So one of our missions or soul mission, I think, is to help parents be better parents. you know and I truly feel that because a lot of gay guys are off on their own little thing, and I feel like I took so much from society as an addict that I want to help give back. I want to help parents make their job a little easier. I don't have any romantic notions about parenting either, and that can kind of cloud the vision of parenting,
But good, because it's tough.
yeah.
The husband-wife relationship, if you're not
Mm,
actively working and communicating, it's going to fall apart. Kids will not
yeah,
bring you together.
yeah.
They will tear you down. And I say all this being I've made mistakes. We're not the best parents, the perfect couple, right?
Mm,
We've learned how to do things going through things that broke us.
yeah,
And you're just trying to get better.
yeah.
Oh,
But babies are powerful. They get fed, they get clothed, they get housed. Sometimes people like we need to worry about the kids, but we don't. They're good. The kids are all right. They're
they are.
fine. Yeah.
They're resilient.
Do you feel that, there's a metaphysical theory that you choose your parents? Like you come into this experience. I believe that too. So
I choose their faults, their pros, everything
Mhm.
for what I want to work on when I come to this body in this world.
Yeah.
100% I believe that.
So she chose you, and you know that. Yeah.
And I believed that when I had my first daughter. So that has
Mhm.
always been in the back of my mind
Mm,
that she needs whatever I'm learning, whatever I'm trying to give.
mm,
And the first one may have just been training for this
mhm.
one, you know,
Yeah.
like
Oh
there's no
yeah.
telling.
Yeah. So being a conscious parent is not like it's not like the crystals and the incense and the is it? Is it? Y'all get freaky over there?
You need that, right? Hey,
Yeah.
if that's
Yeah.
connecting you to something, go for it. Anything that's not
Yeah.
harming somebody else, I'm a supporter of if it's rooted in love.
Mm,
I do a lot of breathing stuff. I do some weird stuff. You
yeah.
know, I've had really rough times where I've been like, baby, I gotta go sit in the backyard barefoot. I need 10 minutes. I got a copper antenna in my garden. I'll go barefoot and hold it with my fingertips.
Yeah.
So you need what you need, but
Mm,
no, you don't have to be like new world spiritual,
yeah.
you know, to be a conscious parent. You can be an atheist. Like I don't care what you are.
Yeah.
It's your desires, right? It's your desire to imprint your kids in a good way.
Yeah. What do you see? Like if you, because I think, you can make content on conscious parenting. I will watch it every day. It's very healing, very healing. You just need 5 minutes, if that,
Yeah.
2 minutes, 3 minutes. I think service work in that area is extremely beneficial. So I might harass you on that for a little bit. But
Good.
what what kind of world do you hope conscious parenting will help create?
I hope that it brings up a generation that is not easily influenced and manipulated, a
Mm,
generation that is rooted in love, regardless of the right and wrong choices we make, but
mm,
rooted in love as the core. And because they won't be as easily influenced, they won't be the people that say, well, this person's a Republican, so they're good, or this person's a
mm,
Democrat, they're going to save the world. They'll realize
mm.
all of it's a bunch of bull crap
Yeah.
and follow improving you, your brothers and sisters, your community outward from there.
Mm.
And that's how you can make change. And that's how you can foster a place that you want to exist in. Oh, my
And
boy.
and I love the fact that you call, junk food bad information.
Yes.
And that because that's what it is. And your kids are going to tell that to other kids and
Well,
so on and so
people
on.
will tell their kid, you eat too much of this, you're going to get fat. And then the kid's thinking about this and judging
Mm,
other kids about that. And it's like, my kid
mhm.
doesn't need to be worried about that at 5.
Yeah.
She needs a healthy relationship with food, but it
Mm,
doesn't need to be based on your weight and all of that. I feel like that adds so many expectations that don't need to be there. So
mm.
information's a great way to go. This will help your
Yeah.
body heal when you're sick. This will
Yeah.
help you feel happier. This is going to make you tired, but if you want to enjoy a little treat, go ahead. It's okay in moderation.
I could say the same thing about the drugs people take, you know?
Yes,
It's just information. What kind of information do you want? You know?
it is.
Yeah.
I did a lot of my youth. It was information for
Oh
sure.
yeah. I mean, meth was a damn encyclopedia for us, you know?
I bet. I
Okay,
bet. It's so
so this is a really good question, okay? And I think it's an important question for all parents, and even children too. When your child grows up, what do you most hope they'll say about how you parented them?
that they were loved. That simple.
Mm,
They can say 1,000 things that I did that hurt them or that was wrong or they wish was different.
mm,
But as long as they can say that they knew 100% of the time they were loved, then I did my job.
yeah, yeah. I know. I can say that my parents thought they loved me. You know, I can say that. Um, I don't know if they loved me, but I can say that from their definition of love, yeah, they may have loved me, you know? And like you said, you got to give them a break. You got to give them a break. They didn't have access to the things we have access to today. Not at all. Um, that's so sweet
We
to
got a
see.
completely
It's
different run of it than they did.
yeah. Yeah.
She's getting tired. She's a very particular napper, but I'm gonna get her.
Oh,
This is a spot. If I can get her to just settle for
well,
5 seconds, she's gonna be
but
down.
I think this is a good place to leave it. I think
Okay.
we talked a good amount about conscious parenting today. I hope you want to come back on and talk more about this.
Yes, there were things I was thinking about this morning.
Mm.
I couldn't remember, right? Like points
Yeah,
that I
but
felt were important.
I love you. I love the stuff you're doing. I think it's a content vacuum that we have in the world. Um, and I think you have a pretty good mission in this life. And I know the stuff that you know would help a lot of people. So I'm gonna let you talk to your baby and be with your baby. Okay?
Well, I love you.
I
Thank you
love you
so
too.
much for being patient and keeping with me to do this, man. I appreciate
I
it.
don't even know what patience is. So shut that noise. All right. Thank you so much, Cosmic Adonis. People can subscribe to your YouTube channel for when you come back. Okay.
That's right.
Right?
I'm Cosmic Adonis everywhere if I do post something every now and then, but yeah,
Uh,
it's out
uh,
there.
all right. Thank you, Sean. Thanks again to Sean, Cosmic Adonis, for taking some time to chat with me today about conscious parenting. I really love that conversation. Now, for the AI song of the day, I wanted to make a song from the point of view of a father who can't express his feelings about how he really feels. And so I made this song called I Love You, I Really Do. It's a country song, you know, because we do all different types of genres here. Something for everybody here on the Shaman Patrick Show. So the song I Love You, I Really Do, it kind of made me tear up a little bit. Healing often involves tears. Often involves tears. And although I said I would never cry on camera, sometimes you just can't help it. It's not manipulative all the time. So even though I've said that crying on camera can come off as being manipulative, I love how spirits call me out all the time. All the time they call me out. So yeah, I cried a little bit on camera. It's okay. It's okay. I love you all so much. Thank you for supporting what we do here. If you would like to like and subscribe, comment, or use an emoji if you've got nothing to say, share this content with others, join this channel, and support the work we do. Also, don't forget our book, The Machinations of Ego, is on our shop at concreteshamans.com. Don't forget that we love you. Yes, we do. And now on to the song. I will see you on the next episode of the Shaman Patrick Show. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye. Mwah.
I stumbled through the years, I dropped the ball sometimes. Thought I was protecting you, but I built walls instead of signs. I raised my voice when silence would have been the kinder move. I thought I had the answers, but I was just confused. If the scars I left still echo in your chest, no, I carry everyone upon my own regrets. But I love you, I really do. Even when I failed, it was always true. I didn't always know how to show it right, but you're the best thing I've done in this life. I love you, I really do. I see the way you shine, despite the mess I made. You found your wings through ashes, you made beauty out of pain. If I could turn back time, I'd hold you through the storm. But all I have is here and now to keep your heart warm. I can't erase the shadows from our past, but I can stand beside you now and make the light last. 'Cause I love you, I really do. Even when I broke, my heart was true. I didn't always know how to say it clear, but every beat of mine says I want you near. I love you, I really do. I hope one day you'll see me not as perfect, just as flawed, but parent who was learning how to love against the odds. And if forgiveness takes a while, I'll wait a lifetime through. 'Cause nothing matters more than making sure you knew that I love you, I really do. More than every wrong I put you through. I can't undo the hurt, but I can be the dad